Kenny Swain has finally revealed the truth behind his bitter departures from two football clubs that haunted him for decades. At 73 years old, the former European Cup winner has broken his silence about the controversial exits that left deep wounds and a 15-year rift with his boyhood hero. After years of keeping quiet, Swain has opened up about the painful experiences that shaped not just his career, but his entire approach to football and life. Kenny Swain isn't just another footballer from the past. He's the man who helped Aston Villa win the European Cup in 1982, playing every single minute of the 8 matches that led to their historic triumph. Born in Birkenhead, Swain began his career at Chelsea in 1973 as a goal-scoring winger, netting 13 goals in the 1976-77 season alone. During his 5 years at Stamford Bridge, he established himself as a versatile player, operating across multiple positions, including winger, forward, and midfielder. But it was his remarkable transformation from winger to fullback at Aston Villa that truly defined his legacy. When Villa signed him for £100,000 in December 1978, they needed cover for injured forward Brian Little. However, fate had other plans. After John Gidman's departure, Swain was asked to fill the right-back position. This positional switch proved to be a masterstroke that would change the course of football history. He quickly cemented his place in defence, becoming crucial to the team that would achieve unprecedented success. The adaptability that Swain showed in making this transition would become a defining characteristic throughout his career. His importance to Villa's triumph cannot be overstated. In a title-defining match against Liverpool during their 1980-81 First Division campaign, Swain's quick thinking and vision were on full display. As he collected the ball in the Villa box, teammate Ken McNaught made a forward run. Swain delivered a perfectly timed pass, allowing for a decisive attacking play that illustrated their incredible on-field chemistry. This fluid teamwork became the hallmark of the squad that conquered Europe. But just months after their European Cup victory, everything changed. Swain's departure from Villa in October 1982 shocked the football world. While he publicly stated his reason was wanting regular playing time, saying he wasn't playing regularly and was out of the side, the real story was far more complex. The truth behind his exit reveals the harsh business reality of football that many fans never see. Chairman Doug Ellis had returned to the club in December 1982, finding Villa in serious financial trouble. The club faced a massive debt of £1.6 million and declining attendance figures that painted a grim picture for the future. This fiscal crisis meant they had to balance the books at any cost, which was achieved by dismantling the very squad that brought them glory. The irony was heartbreaking. Success on the pitch had led to financial ruin off it. Swain's transfer to Nottingham Forest wasn't an isolated decision. It was part of a controversial strategy that saw key European Cup winners leave, including Dennis Mortimer, Peter Withe, and Des Bremner. The pressure to cut costs fell on manager Tony Barton. As an established, high-earning player, Swain was no longer guaranteed a starting spot, which fueled his desire for regular football elsewhere. The consequences were immediate and devastating. Ken McNaught, Swain's former teammate, captured the squad's sentiment perfectly. McNaught stated he never quite understood why Villa sold Swain to Nottingham Forest, adding that the defence was never the same after his departure. He believed Barton was under pressure to reduce the wage bill, something that had nothing to do with Swain's ability. While specific defensive statistics aren't available, McNaught's words serve as powerful evidence of the psychological impact. The defence's decline wasn't just about goals conceded. It was about losing a key player who contributed to team cohesion and identity. Villa's subsequent struggles, culminating in relegation in 1987, proved that the team's foundation was irreparably damaged by the premature, financially motivated dispersal of core players. At Nottingham Forest, Swain found something precious under Brian Clough's management. He spent nearly 3 years there, making 112 league appearances. Swain later reflected that his time under Clough was priceless and that the legendary manager was the biggest influence on his career overall. Clough's unique style and philosophies would shape Swain's approach to football for years to come. In May 1985, Swain joined Portsmouth under manager Alan Ball Jr. As captain, he was integral to their promotion-winning side, in May 1987, helping them return to the top flight. However, his time at Portsmouth ended under a dark cloud that left a sour taste in his mouth. The conflict began after Swain criticised Ball in a newspaper interview, a decision that would cost him dearly. Ball's response was swift and harsh. He dropped Swain from the first team and made him train separately from the main squad with another player. This public humiliation was designed to send a message to the entire squad about the consequences of speaking out. The punishment, combined with no contract offer for Swain's expiring deal, led to his release alongside several other key players. What followed was a professional disagreement that became deeply personal. Swain and Ball didn't speak for 15 years after the incident. This prolonged silence revealed the depth of personal disappointment and bitterness. Swain's decision to air his frustrations publicly came at significant personal cost, highlighting the strict disciplinary boundaries of football management at that time. The relationship remained frozen until a chance encounter years later changed everything. While at Villa Park, Swain bumped into former Liverpool player Jimmy Case, who told him devastating news about Ball's wife, Leslie, and her battle with ovarian cancer. This human information prompted Swain to act with compassion. He called Ball's phone number, which Case had provided. When Leslie answered, Swain introduced himself and asked about her well-being. The conversation turned deeply emotional when Ball got on the phone. Swain's call, intended as a gesture of empathy for Leslie, quickly became pivotal for both men. Ball, after closing the door to speak privately, revealed that Leslie wasn't well despite putting on a brave face. This act of vulnerability transcended the professional conflict that had defined their relationship for so long. For the first time in 15 years, they talked freely. Swain described the conversation as cathartic and cleansing, lasting for an hour. The reconciliation was particularly profound, given their history. Swain had considered Ball his boyhood hero, a 1966 World Cup winner he ended up playing for. The professional feud wasn't just a disagreement with a boss, but deep disappointment with a figure he'd long admired. The reconciliation became a restoration of shared humanity. After this conversation, they kept in touch and even shared a hug at a later meeting, symbolising their restored friendship. Following his playing retirement in 1992, Swain moved into management and coaching with mixed results initially. He had brief spells at Grimsby Town and Wigan Athletic, with win percentages of 26.67% and 26.42% respectively, lasting less than a year at each club. These early management experiences taught him valuable lessons about the complexities of leadership. However, his most significant and lasting work came in youth development, where he would find his true calling. His transition into coaching was heavily influenced by former Chelsea reserve team manager Dario Gradi. Swain went to Crewe Alexandra specifically to learn his trade as a coach under Gradi's guidance, a mentor he'd worked with daily at Chelsea. From 2004 to 2014, Swain served as manager of the Football Association's Talent Identification Network and head coach of the England under-16 team. His coaching philosophy, forged through a career of adaptability, was put into practice. He actively challenged the prevailing notion that a player's potential can be fully identified at a young age. He advocated for long-term development strategy, arguing it's a fallacy to believe every England player can be identified by age 16. Citing Danny Welbeck, who played for him at under-16 level but took 6 or 7 years to break into the senior England team, Swain emphasised that potential emerges at different stages for different players. His philosophy championed identifying good football players who are technically skilled, regardless of their physical or psychological development at a young age. This viewpoint was likely informed by his own career transition from winger to defender. Swain also offered nuanced perspectives on foreign players in English football that showed his deep understanding of the game's evolution. He acknowledged the benefit of English players competing alongside the world's best international talents, which raises overall quality and standards across the board. Simultaneously, he recognised the problem this creates for young English players struggling to gain consistent first-team appearances in the Premier League. His balanced view reflected someone who had experienced both the benefits and challenges of professional football firsthand. Kenny Swain's career demonstrates that a professional's legacy isn't defined just by triumphs and statistics, but by navigating complex challenges with integrity and adaptability. His departure from Villa revealed how financial realities can force strategic dismantling of successful teams, impacting performance and institutional identity. His Portsmouth departure highlighted football's profound human dimension. The 15-year rift with Ball resulted from professional slight becoming deeply personal feud. The eventual reconciliation, prompted by shared empathy during personal struggle, powerfully shows how human connection can transcend years of bitterness. These experiences informed the professional philosophy Swain carried into coaching. His decade-long Football Association work focused on long-term, holistic development of young players, emphasizing talent and technical skill over early physical maturation. The player who adapted his position to win a European Cup became the coach who taught a new generation that football careers are marathons of development, not sprints. Swain's legacy is that of a professional who built a champion team, navigated the complexities of its unravelling, and forged a new path to shape the future of the game itself.